Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Reshmi Mukherjee. Welcome to a new video, and this is going to be the last part of Act 3 Scene 1 for the ICSE students class 10. We all know that in my channel you get ICSE, ISC English Literature and English Language topics. There are already class 11 topics, quite some class 11 topics posted like Macbeth, the portions that you have. I've also posted some of Macbeth for class 12s and Prism and the Rhapsody part portions also. For class 10 as well, you will find many chapters already posted. And Act 3 Scene 1, it is a huge scene, so it is divided into 3 parts. This is the last and final part that we are doing today. Then we will move on to the to our treasure chest, right? Many of you have already asked me for treasure chest stories, but don't worry, once I finish this, I will move on to that, okay? I cannot give you exact date when it will come, but of course it is going to be aired. So let's begin. Remember the last class, the portion that we did. You can see this page was the last page from the last class. Dost thou hear lie? So this is a very important part. I will also share some of this as my short video. You will get it. Follow those because those are the important lines, important figures of speech which are sure to come in your exam. Okay, follow them, write them down somewhere. And so this page talks about one such important line about where there is a H-E-A-R-T heart and H-A-R-T heart. There's a comparison between two. We will talk about this figure of speech in my short video. Don't worry. So now move into the, so I showed you a picture as well. This was the one which we saw how Caesar was compared to this heart, H-A-R-T heart. Now coming to the fresh lines, okay, which we haven't discussed. Cassius, Mark Antony. So when Mark Antony is very emotional, when he is saying that you are the favorite one of this earth and now you are lost from this world, somebody has taken you away from this world. When he is talking so emotionally, being completely loyal to Caesar, Cassius stops Mark Antony. Antony immediately says, because he has to, hold on to that mood, he says, and pardon me, Caius Cassius, the enemies of Caesar shall see this. Then, in a friend, it is called modesty. So, Mark Antony immediately stops himself and says that, pardon me, Caius Cassius, the enemies of Caesar shall see this. So, even the enemies, such is the brutal state of Caesar's body, that even Caesar's enemy will be showing pity to the condition Caesar was in. Okay, so many times he was stabbed, that is why. So then, in a friend, it is called modesty. So if a friend is sad looking at his body, he has to be emotional in this point, okay? It's just a plain emotional truth. Cassius says, I blame you not for praising Caesar so. I have no problem if you are praising Caesar. I know that you are very loyal to Caesar. But what compact mean you to have with us? So the thing that I cannot understand is, compact is what is the agreement you want with us? Why you want to talk to us? What is the thing that you have in your mind? What do you plan to meet with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends? So will you, do you want yourself to be counted as our friend? Or shall we on and not depend on you? Should we depend on you or should we not depend on you? Can we call you our friend or no? Okay, he directly, blatantly asks. Antony says, therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. So I want to be your friend, and that is why I shook hands with you. In case you want to follow some question bank, you want to practice more papers from there, you can of course follow Oswald Publishers. I will attach the link in the description box. You can check it out from there. And how can you benefit from here? There are certain things that you can get from here. You can prepare chapter-wise questions, of course, right? You can be very familiar with how the question come, because this is the first time for the ICSE students. This is the first time you will be coming across board paper. So you will get an idea of how the question paper is set, the pattern, right? You will understand the common errors that we make, the way we have to write the answers to get maximum number of marks, right? There are words of advices also very, very important that will help you out in understanding what kind of answers fetch you more marks, right? And there is a revision series also given. So in case you want to practice from there, of course, you can purchase this from the link attached in my description box, right? And but I was slightly distracted when I saw Caesar's condition. Okay. So, friends, am I with you all the love you all, am I with you all and love you all upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous. So, the thing that I want from you is, I want to be loyal to you, I want to be friends with you, just that I want a proper explanation why Caesar was killed. Brutus now says, oh, or else were this a savage spectacle? So, of course, there is a good reason, and of course, that is why this scene is actually a freedom, an act of freedom, and it is not a savage scene. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied. So, even if you were the son of Caesar, you would have been satisfied with the reason. You would have said, yes, we have done the right thing to kill Caesar. So, that is the rigidity of our reason for murdering, for killing Caesar. That is, of course, a valid reason. Okay. Now, we will just sum up a bit from this picture. We see that how these people are there, the conspirators along with Brutus, and everybody is afraid except Brutus, because Brutus thinks that his reason is quite. He had a noble purpose behind killing Caesar, so he can give that reason to Caesar, to Antony, and Antony will also be satisfied with that reason. Okay. But Cassius was not so. So Antony says, that's all I seek. So that is the only thing that I want from you. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace and in the pulpit as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral. So I want two more things. You can be asked, what were the three things he wanted? First, he wanted to know the right reason why Caesar was murdered. Second, he wanted to take the body of Caesar to the marketplace. Third, he also wanted to speak as a friend of Caesar in the marketplace, on the pulpit, okay, on the stage. So, that is all. Brutus says, you shall mark Antony. So, Brutus immediately says that of course you can. Now, you will get questions, important questions, contrasting Brutus's character to Cassius's. Okay, Cassius is worried, but he is very, he is very practical-minded person. He believes that he is realistic in his viewpoints. Brutus is not. Brutus is an idealist. So, we will discuss these in shorts also. Follow those. So, now, where were we? Yes, Cassius says, Brutus, a word with you. So, Brutus is immediately scared that how can you allow Antony to speak for Caesar? Okay, because the common people may be infuriated when he speaks, when Antony speaks. So, he stops him. He says, I want to talk to you. Okay, so Cassius says, Brutus, a word with you. And aside to Brutus, he is saying, you know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Don't allow this. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter. We don't know what will happen, how much he can infuriate the people. The people may be, ready to fight for Caesar, fight for this condition. We don't know what he will speak over there. Okay, so Brutus says, aside to Cassius again, you know not what you do. By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first and show the reason of our Caesar's death. So, Cassius, no problem. Now he says to Antony that, don't worry, I will allow you to speak. But first, I am going to speak on the pulpit, give the reason why we have actually killed him. And that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rites and lawful ceremonies. So, Caesar will have all lawful ceremonies, all that, that respect that he deserves. But of course, it shall advantage more than do us wrong. So, we will allow all that. But I will first speak to the common people. That is the first thing. Second, Caesar will not be denied of anything. No sweet words, no proper funeral. He will not be denied of all this. He will get all of it. And when we do this, the common people would be satisfied with us. If we deny this, common people may get angry with us. That how can we deny their leader a proper burial, a proper, respectful ceremony, funeral, right? So that will bring the common people to our side. Okay. So he also gives a valid reason. Now Cassius says, we will move to the next page. Before that, again a little bit of, we see how this dead body of Caesar is lying over here. Antony wants to take this body, this bloody body, to the marketplace. Of course, now we can understand a friend of Caesar wants what? Wants revenge. So he's going to take the body to the marketplace. being very realistic, Cassius had drawn the right point that he is going to say something that will infuriate the Firmin people. So that is what he wants to do at the back of his mind. Coming to the next page, Cassius says, I know not what may fall. I like it, Mark. So I am not satisfied with this condition. But okay, when you are saying, I will listen to it. Brutus. Mark Antony here, take your Caesar's body. Okay, you can take the body to the marketplace. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us. So he gives certain reasons. You will not blame us for this death of Caesar. Number 2, speak all good you can devise of Caesar. You can speak good words for Caesar, no problem. And say you do it by our permission. Also mention it that we have allowed you to speak over here. Okay? Else, so if you follow these 3 reasons, shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. Okay? If you follow these, I will allow you to speak. If you do not follow, you will not be allowed to speak at his funeral. And you shall speak in the same pulpit. One more. 4th. Okay? You shall speak on the same pulpit where to I am going. So it is not that somewhere else you will go and speak. You will speak on the same pulpit where I have spoken, to the same gathering. Okay? You cannot gather people away somewhere else and speak. Antony, wait, so I don't desire no more. I don't desire anything else. So Antony is satisfied. Everybody is satisfied except Cassius. Antony says, be it so, be it so. Brutus says, prepare the body then and follow us. So Brutus says, okay, you prepare the body, cover it properly and bring it to the marketplace. Everybody exits except Antony. Now see, Antony, oh pardon me. So this is a soliloquy of Antony where he is actually talking to the dead body of Caesar. Not soliloquy actually, he is first talking to Caesar. Later on he will give us his real intention. Okay. Oh pardon me thou bleeding piece of earth. So bleeding piece of earth, he is referring to the dead body of Caesar. So he says, oh pardon me thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. So I have to be very patient, calm and composed with your murderers. Okay, I can't help it. Although they are butchers, they have butchered your body. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of towns. So I know you were the best of men who were there who exist in this world. So you are the noblest of the one, but you are dead now. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. So may disaster strike the hand that has killed you, that all those hands that have killed you, may disaster fall on them. Over the wounds now do I prophesy, which prophecy means, telling something beforehand. I am prophesying something. Look what he prophesies. He says, that like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips, red lips, shall red lips, to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. So your wounds, all the wounds that they have made by stabbing your body, those are appearing like lips. They are ruby lips, red lips, and they cannot speak for themselves. They were wronged. They cannot speak for themselves. So they are requesting me. When I look at them, I can feel that they are requesting me that I should do something about it. Okay? A curse shall light, now the prophecy, a curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Aeschyle. So what I will do is, I want blood and destruction. Okay, blood and destruction will be so common, and dreadful events will be so common over here, that the mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. So he wants to bring out a civil strife, okay, civil war, so that the bloodshed is so common, destruction becomes so common that even mothers are not shocked when they see the quartered, the half bodies, the portions of the body cut into portions, okay, of their children. Okay, so common destruction and death will become, and bloodshed. All pity choked with custom of all deeds. So just of fell deeds. So he says that now that nobody is sad looking at Caesar's pitiful condition, pity will be forgotten from from Rome totally. Nobody will talk about pity anymore. Okay, pity will be choked. Okay, and all pity will be choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge with ate or ate. Okay, ate is the right pronunciation. By his side come hot from him. Shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men groaning for burial. Okay, so Ate is actually This is important. Ate is actually the ancient Greek goddess of destruction, okay, and folly. So he actually invokes Ate that you come here, okay, and you bring with you bring so much death and destruction that people's compassion is completely dead, and unleash the dogs of war so that they can create havoc over here. And the last line, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men groaning for burial. This will be foul murder. There will be stinking dead bodies around, and these dead bodies would be begging to be buried, because it will be such a pitiful condition. But there would be nobody to show any compassion to these people. Okay, so this is sheer revenge. He is in a very revengeful mood. He feels that Caesar was killed this way, my friend was killed this way. So there should be no compassion at all anywhere in this world. Okay. So this is Antony's speech. So this is where he wants to speak, infuriate the common people so that they create havoc and seek justice for Caesar's murder. Okay. Coming to the next page, we see Octavius' servant enters, and Antony can recognize him. He says, "You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?" Octavius, "I do, Mark Antony." And then Caesar did right for him to come to Rome. So Caesar thought that he would be crowned today, and so he had already called Octavius Caesar. Octavius Caesar was coming. Octavius' servant says he did receive his letters and is coming. So Caesar sent letters to Octavius, and he is actually coming. And bid me say to you by word of mouth. So he has said this much, and suddenly his eyes fall upon Caesar's dead body, and he is shocked. Oh, Caesar, he received Caesar's letters, and he is coming. He has sent his servant to just inform about his arrival. Okay, so he's very near to Rome. Antony, thy heart is big. Get over here, it does not mean that you have a big heart, you have a kind heart, right? It actually means that your heart is full with sorrow, and you have to weep so that you can bring out that sorrow a bit. Otherwise, your heart will burst. Passion I see is catching, for mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine, began to water. Is thy master coming? So if you want to weep, go somewhere else and weep, because it is very contagious. When you weep, I also want to weep, but this is not the time to weep. Okay, this is the time for revenge. So is your master coming here? Octavius' servant says, yes. He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome. He is very close to Rome. And Antony says, post back with speed and tell him what has chanced. So go back as soon as possible and tell him what has happened. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. So don't allow Octavius to come here, because it is unsafe for him as well. Hie hence and tell him so. So go from here and tell him this. Yet then immediately he says, wait for a moment. Thou shalt not back till I have borne this corpse into the marketplace. Help me take this body to the marketplace, and when I am speaking, give me that time. Okay, wait for that time. Why? There shall I try in my oration. While I am speaking, I will try to convince the people that this was actually a cruel deed, a butchering. Okay, and we want revenge, right? According to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand. So he believes that he is a good orator. He can speak well with the common people, and they can be, molded to seek revenge for Caesar. Yet he says, Octavius' servant, that wait for some time, see what is the effect of my speech on the common people. Then go back to Octavius Caesar and inform the state of affairs to him. And accordingly, he will decide whether to come or not, right? So here is the end of Act 3, Scene 1, the complete scene. It was a huge scene. I think around almost an hour we have taken for this topic to finish off in different parts. Okay, so 3 parts total. This is the 3rd part, and that is all for the class. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I believe you are following the shorts as well, the smaller videos. There you have the figures of speech and the important questions also. Those will also come. So thank you so much. See you in my next class. Bye-bye.